This woman was just using the restroom on the plane, but who knew that very act would save her life? As she finished and headed back to her seat, the plane suddenly began shaking violently. The sudden loss of gravity flung the woman into the air. When she came to, chaos surrounded her. She tried pushing the lavatory door open repeatedly, but it wouldn't budge. With no other option, she kicked it hard with her foot and finally broke the lock. The moment she stepped out, she froze in shock. Glancing outside, she saw nothing but ice and snow everywhere. The plane must have crashed into a snow-covered mountain mid-flight. After searching for a long time, the woman finally found her family members. It was tragic, they were all frozen solid. She was struggling to dig the bodies out of the snowdrifts. Just then, a man inside the plane heard the commotion and came out. Now, only the two of them remained on the aircraft. They had no choice but to rely on each other and figure out a way to escape together. They gathered whatever usable items they could find and set off. Before long, they reached the edge of the snowy mountain. This was the only way out. With no other choice, they risked their lives climbing down the cliff. But for the woman, who'd been afraid of heights since childhood, this was harder than climbing to the moon. Her foot slipped, and she nearly tumbled down. Luckily, the man beside her grabbed her just in time. After much effort, they finally reached the midslope. But the cliffs here were 10 times harder to traverse than above. The woman glanced down and immediately felt dizzy and lightheaded, unable to stand steady. With no other choice, they had to move sideways along the steps. After just a few steps, the woman was blocked by a large boulder and dared not go further. She glanced down at the cliff beneath her feet and froze in terror, unable to move. The man had no choice but to reach out his hands to pull her across. Though her legs were weak as jelly, she had to take the risk to survive. She finally made it across safely, but just as the man started to move forward, he realized there were no more rock crevices to follow. The two were trapped halfway up the mountain, unable to go up or down. In this critical moment, the man suddenly had an idea. He leaped off the cliff and landed on a tree. Thanks to the tree cushioning his fall, he survived. He quickly told the woman this method could work, telling her to jump down toward the tree. But for a woman with a fear of heights, this was incredibly difficult. Still, with the man's encouragement, she finally took the leap. She landed directly on top of him, knocking him flat on his face. When he scrambled to his feet, he saw his phone was smashed, and even if it hadn't been, there was no signal anyway. Might as well just ditch it. After a brief rest, they pressed onward. Soon they reached another snow-capped mountain. As they trudged along, the man spotted a cave ahead on this frigid peak, perfect for warmth. He hurriedly called out to the woman behind him, urging her to hurry. But by now, the woman was clearly running out of strength. Just as the man was about to go over and pull her up, she suddenly saw a terrifying sight and immediately started screaming at the woman.